Like, you say it out loud, it's like ridiculous.
We've all got a model of what we think life should look like, what we think our marriage should look like. And when reality doesn't match up with that model,
that picture, we just have this picture in our head.
all right, guys, welcome to the car. We made it back.
We're really excited about today's topic because it's something that I really do believe that at some level, this affects everybody's relationship. Today, we're talking about resentment.
Do you ever feel resentment for your spouse? Does that come up for you? Because
Or any relationship.
That probably should. It's something that's coming up. We're going to talk about how do you metabolize that? How do you get through that? How do you drop it? How do you take something that feels heavy and then step away from it in a way that empowers your relationship and takes some of your most negative experiences and turns them into absolute gems, parts of your marriage that you would never want to get rid of?
The thing about resentment is I feel like it's this weight. It's like a brick that you're carrying, and it kind of sneaks into your relationship, and it's just this low level vibration of negativity that's slowly eroding your connection, but it happens so slowly. You get used to the weight of the brick. You almost don't even realize you're carrying it around, and you just think this is just a part of my relationship now. This just is what is.
It's what it is. What it is.
But it's not, you guys. You can work through resentment. You can drop it, and you can increase your connection and like lighten things up like tremendously.
I love the way you said that it's a brick in your backpack. It feels that way. And then every time it gets repeated, it's like you're adding another brick.
Yeah.
Adding another brick. It really weighs you down.
It's very corrosive.
Yeah. So how does resentment happen? Like, how does it start? What we were talking about before we got into the car is how resentment happens usually when your reality is not meeting your expectations. Mm-hmm. So we've all got a model of what we think life should look like, what we think our marriage should look like, right? And when reality doesn't match up with that model,
that picture, we just have this picture in our head.
Yeah, it's frustrating.
And you just have to own the fact, the first thing, own the fact that you made that up. Like, it's a beautiful picture. I'm sure it's a beautiful story. And you probably got it from like growing up and seeing other people in a relationship. Maybe your mom and dad had a relationship like that. Maybe you watched a lot of cheesy Hallmark movies and you thought that's what my marriage is going to be like. So, I mean, there's a reason you have that story. It came from somewhere. But at the end of the day, you did make it up.
Absolutely. And we're so inundated with like social media, with regular media, TV shows. Like, we have the luxury of entertainment today.
Which are all very curated stories.
Very curated.
Like,
whether it's social
they're for
media
entertainment.
Or like actually Netflix, like it's entertainment.
Yeah.
It's not reality. So there's a concept called the map is not the territory. And what I love about this is like we all create this map in our mind of what we think life should look like we were just talking about. Mm-hmm. But then you get to the territory. Then you actually live it. And it's like, oh, this map is wrong.
Every world map humans have ever made is wrong.
Yeah. And so, of course, you're frustrated. Like, it's normal to be frustrated. That's normal.
What's ironic is we want to change like the terrain. We want to change the actual life and not go back to the map and be like, oh, we should update the map. We should change what we're thinking. Because I guarantee if you were to take your same map of what you think a marriage should look like and apply it to your ancestors like 200-300 years ago, they'd say, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, and isn't that true? Like, we just think like, well, if our partner would just change, we'd have a great marriage. If they would just be different, if the terrain was different and my map was right, life would be great.
Yeah.
But actually, guys, it's easier to change the map than to change the terrain. It's easier to change the story you're telling yourself than to change your partner.
And it's more empowering. It's taking action and taking power over what you can do rather than making yourself a victim to the circumstances.
I want to tell a story about a time early on in our relationship where I was feeling a lot of resentment. I was at home, 2 toddlers, stopped working for the first time, and all of that ambition that I used to throw into my job, I was trying to throw to these toddlers and throw into just keeping up with them. And that meant a lot of cleaning. I'm a very visual person. I like to have my space organized, and that's really difficult to do with toddlers.
Hey, babe, can you just like give me like a minute?
So I just found myself spending hours a day, pretty much like scrubbing bathrooms, picking up toys, sweeping, and doing all this cleaning. And just when he'd get home, I noticed if he didn't notice all the work that I had done, how clean the house was, I started to feel a lot of resentment. Like, because I didn't feel noticed. I didn't feel like what I was contributing was valued. But again, he didn't say those things. He didn't come home and say, hey, Jules, what did you do all day? It doesn't look like you did very much around here. Like, you're not a very worthwhile person, are you? Like, you say it out loud, it's like ridiculous. But like, I was kind of making it mean the story.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like I was coming home after a long day's work and studying in school and just being like, finally, okay, I get Jules time. I get to connect with my family that I love so much. Like that was the only thing on my mind.
And I'm all ticked off and he has no idea why. Like, it's laughable now, but it's actually really sad too.
Yeah.
That this elephant in the room, this resentment that I was feeding with this story my brain was telling me was driving this disconnection. And it seems so small, but it has big impact on your marriage. So what I had to do, I noticed this resentment over time. And I'm like, okay, why do I feel like I'm not valued by Justin just because he doesn't notice the cleaning I'm doing, right? And to be fair, I could have been like, hey, look at what I did today. And I've given you the list.
Yeah.
Like, I scrubbed the toilets, I did the dishes. And I'm sure you would have patted me on the back.
And there were times in our marriage later on where she kind of learned to do that. Like if she wanted validation, wanted
like,
to share
look what
it with
I did.
me, she would actually share it with me.
Isn't this awesome?
Right?
But instead, what was the most helpful for me was to own the fact I was choosing this. To own the fact I wanted the house clean. Nobody was making me clean the house. I wanted it clean. I was doing it for me. I wanted to bring these cute little toddlers into the world. Like this hectic life that I found myself living, I chose it. And I re-chose it. I recommitted to it. And it helped me loosen up the resentment because I stopped painting this expectation of Justin just, showering me with praise and adoration for just cleaning the house. And I owned the fact that I wanted it clean. This was me. So like I could start patting myself on the back. Good job for scrubbing that toilet. It's so clean. I can't wait to pee on that thing. Like, it loosened it up so much by owning the truth.
So what Julie had going on here is she had a story that she was telling herself. She had a map of the way things should look. And, honestly, compared to like working in a bakery before we had kids, that was the reality. That was the map that worked, where you do a job and you get some validation from your coworkers or from your boss, and moving and applying that in a home and saying, okay, here's my map for work. Now I want to use it at home. It didn't work, right? And she had to first notice the feeling and self-confront, say, okay, this story that I'm telling myself that was once probably useful is not useful here. This story is not helping us here. She had to change that story and take ownership over the fact that I'm doing this because I want it, right? Mm-hmm. And have a crucial conversation with herself, right? You want to either have a crucial conversation with your spouse or with yourself. She had a powerful conversation with herself, and that changed our dynamic. Our marriage became much more, our life and our parenting and all these aspects of it became much more at ease afterwards.
And let me give a quick example of what a crucial conversation with your spouse might look like, because we now have 5 kids, and trying to maintain that household, that is not just a one-person job. Like, I need help now from the kids and from Justin. And so rather than going around and trying to maintain that level of cleanliness that I like and resenting the fact that I'm doing it all by myself, I could do that. I could just choose, I'm just going to try to do this by myself, and I'll resent the fact I'm not getting help. But I know not to do that because that resentment is corrosive. So now that's just that resentment, that feeling of like victiming, like, oh, poor me, this is all on me. That's a signal to me, I need some help. I need to ask for help. I need to have a crucial conversation, like a loving, clear conversation. And that might be like, hey, Justin, I am drowning right now. Like, having this 5 kids, this is no joke. Like, I'm doing like 4 loads of laundry every day. I need some help.
Don't pester. It's out of our day.
Right. Sorry.
Like, maybe, and then getting a picture in my head of like, what is that? What would that look like? What would be the most helpful? So I'm not just like, help me, please help me. And he's like, okay, well, what should I do? Because sometimes we do that to our partner. We're like, I need some help. And then they come in and try to save us and help us, but they're doing it wrong. And now we blame them for showing up wrong.
You're doing it wrong.
So get clear about what that looks like for you. So for me, it would be like, hey, I'm going to wash all the clothes today. Could you help me fold it tonight? And can you put it away?
Yeah.
And he's like, yes, I can do that. It's a very clear, concise expectation. And he's willing to meet that.
And she's given me an opportunity to show up and serve. And I love that too. So as you're leaving this podcast, as you're going home, something you can do, take away from today is one, go and have a crucial conversation tonight. When you're looking at yourself in the mirror, ask yourself, what's that crucial conversation that needs to happen? Is it one with myself? Do I need to self-confront? Or is there something I need to talk about with my spouse? Go and have that conversation. Have it early, right? So that it doesn't build and snowball into something stupid big.
Yeah. And the truth of life, guys, is that we all face disappointments. Okay. Every single couple you see, they have things in their marriage that they're just disappointed over.
Yeah.
It could be, I don't know, it could be finances, it could be sex, it could be parenting, it could be in-law relationships, it could be how much time they're able to spend with one another, it could be your career goals. Like, there are disappointments. How you choose to handle those disappointments will make all the difference in your experience of life. Like, couples that are healthy and loving, they have disappointments, but it's the way they're handling them that makes the difference.
Okay, comment time. Let's hear what the people have to say. Bonnie, Jacob, David, Delane, Ron, Dewey, a lot of you guys talking about your amazing marriages, and we love that. We want you guys to have amazing marriages.
Up.
Keep it up. And we had some cool advice in here too. One of them from Leopard Leatherworks says the key to a fruitful marriage is a solid inner game. Like, that's what this podcast is about, is teaching you to have a solid inner game. So
working
that you can
on yourself.
And change.
Don't change your partner, change yourself. Absolutely. Yeah. We also had a question that we wanted to respond to. This is such a great question. It says, my wife doesn't go to toddler brain. She goes to lawyer brain. What should I do? So the first thing I would do in this situation is I would acknowledge that lawyer brain is beautiful. Like, there are things about that lawyer brain that you love and admire so deeply in your spouse.
Yeah, if you're looking at other parts of your life, you're like, oh my gosh, that is a lifesaver.
It is a strength. Now, it is also said that our weaknesses are our strengths overused. So if you feel like this is creating a dynamic in your relationship where it's preventing you from connecting authentically because she's now treating you like someone on the stand and she's maybe prosecuting you a little bit with her lawyer brain, that conversation is this loving conversation of like, honey, I love your lawyer brain. Like, you are amazing. You are the most brilliant lawyer. And it's one of the reasons I love you so much. But I am not a witness on the stand right now. I'm your husband. And I love you. And I want to be your husband. I want you to be my wife. Can we try to not bring that part of your brain into this part of our marriage? Like, I would like some more intimacy, some more vulnerability. I mean, lawyers can't be vulnerable and intimate with someone on the stand. That's not how a lawyer functions on a stand. So it's like, we need to work on a different dynamic in our relationship. And you ask very lovingly for that change.
I love the way you put that, right? It's like, I love you. I even love this part of you, right? Mm-hmm. Because it is a beautiful part. Yeah. Now, most people, they will kind of go to a toddler brain when they're like in the heat of the moment. But sometimes we learn different coping mechanisms. We have different go-tos. Yeah. And it sounds like her go-to is to disassociate from the situation and look at it critically, which is a lifesaver sometimes, right?
Yeah. And so great for being a lawyer.
Yeah. So way to go. Way to go. And way to go, your wife. Good skills. Got to sharpen that saw. Learn to use them a little better, more appropriately.
And again, when you bring that conversation up, you make it about your experience. It's not like blaming her. It's like, I notice this about you. But when you bring that part of yourself to our relationship, I feel dismissed. I feel unheard. This is what's happening for me. And I want to connect to you. I love you so much. I want to know you more intimately. Can we work on this together?
There's another comment on here that I wanted to get Jules' response to. It said, this only works when both partners want it to. And how would you respond to that? When we're talking on the podcast, sharing some cool stuff, and they feel like, yeah, but it only works if the other person is in on it.
So a relationship definitely takes two people, but it only takes one person to change the dynamic.
Right. If you're dance partners and you're out doing salsa, and you all of a sudden start dancing the Congo, right? You're changing the dance. Yeah. And your spouse has to respond to that.
Yeah, it will throw them off, but we all get into these patterns of behavior. Like he does this, I know to do this. And it happens very quickly. And so if you start to change the pattern, your partner's like, oh, what do I do now? So it will always change the dynamic.
What's powerful in our marriage is that's happened many times, multiple times, where Jules steps up and shows more ownership over herself and the resentment that she might be feeling. And I see that, right? And it might take a couple of weeks before I pick up on it and start doing it myself. But I see that when she shows up and has that powerful inner game, and I want it. That's why I fell in love with her in the first place.
There is nothing more attractive than your partner self-confronting, owning their mistakes and fessing up to them, trying to be a better human for you, trying to love you more authentically. There's nothing sexier than confronting your ego and overcoming it for your partner.
Absolutely. So guys, send in your comments. We want to talk about it. We want to hear what you guys are saying in your marriage. If you have a question
and you want a coach to answer, send them in the comments and we'll answer them for you here.
All right.
I'm empty.
Go love. This place. Gonna die. Yes. Okay, that was all over me during that last segment.